Hey, y'all, it's Wade. All right. So I know right now is a tough time energetically for anybody. I mean, even people that are in advanced states, really saturated um, in peace and bliss. Uh, Lots of practices, lots of integration. Very capable of holding their energy field and stabilizing in source connection. Even for these folks, guys, it's very like a turbulent flow, ebb and flow, and that's one of the big things you kind of have to acknowledge too. Is when that's part of the experience. But where are you still holding on to judgment? Where are you still holding on to this idea of smallness, this idea of victimization, of being under the influence of other things, of whether it's politics, whether it's finances, whether it's your boss or whether you want to go higher into spiritual realms and it's these negative entities and they're bad and they're doing this. That's all the same. It's all the same. It's just different levels of victimization and smallness. And at a point, it's going to have to be cut because it's going to be so extreme to stay in that place of just and I think a lot of people are really in that right now, and they don't recognize what's going on. What's going on is you're being called to step into your authority, right? You're being called to take responsibility for your own sovereignty because you're a sovereign being. At a point, you cannot pretend anymore. You cannot lie to yourself that you're under the influence of anything that you don't want to be under the influence. And if you continue to want to be under the influence of negative things that are making you feel bad and uncomfortable and unhappy, that's going to be more and more exacerbated and extremely uncomfortable. Now, does that mean that you don't still see these things and acknowledge that they seem to be a part of it? No. As growth happens, a lot of times you become more and more aware of more and more that's out there and going on. But you see that too. That's just an opportunity for forgiveness. That's an opportunity to witness that, to allow that, and to continue to step into the truth of what you are. And what you are is powerful beyond measure. You are a son and daughter of the one infinite creator that is behind all. You have all of the support in all universes, in all realms, all dimensions. Nothing can threaten you. Yes, this body seems limited. Yes, there's something seems to can happen. Yes, maybe something in the world, your rights, seem to get taken away. But what you are on the inside, internally, eternally, and that is, the world is also just a reflection of what's going on here. And collectively, we've given all our power away. We're all responsible for that, right? There's no individual to blame because we've all given collective consensus for this to be what it is. So it takes enough of us stepping into responsibility to say, no more. Let's be done. This is where you get all like the new earth stuff that's going on. The new earth is just enough of us saying, enough is enough, guys. Let's step into what we know that we are and start to create that together. Are there ones that still want to stay in that place of victimization and smallness, that won't let that go, that want to say, yeah, that try to pull you back into that and say you're just, whatever? Yeah, they're going to stay. You can't if they want to stay there, that's free will. You cannot violate that free will. You do not, that's what the devil attempts to do. You want to call it that, whether you believe in that or not, the egoic consciousness, the aspect of that. You don't have the capacity, but you do have the capacity to hold that in love, to not buy into that, just to, have true empathy and just hold that in compassion and know that they're going to go through the journey they need to go through, that they're going to get out of that when they need to get out of that. And you're being called to live your journey, to live your life, to live your authenticity, to be what you know you are in truth, despite what's going on around or what relationship you had with this individual that they'll pull you back in and say this. What excuses you would keep giving? Because that's all that it is. And I'm not saying they're not gonna continue to show up, because that's just the nature of that level of form. You're gonna try to give yourself reason after reason to stay small, to not, really to try to give yourself reasons why you should be unhappy, why you shouldn't have peace, why you shouldn't have freedom, why why you can't live in abundance and be free. And I'm not just talking about abundance of monetary things when I say that. Abundance is a mindset. It's a way of being. There's nothing forcing you to continue to live a way you don't want to live. Does that not mean that you've got to deal with whatever seems to be flowing and coming up now? Absolutely you do. Because you gave credence to that. You believed in, you allowed, you made that bed. But that doesn't mean you have to continue. If you don't like it, you don't have to get in the same old dirty sheets, But you have to make that choice for yourself. And when you're ready, you'll step out of that. Enough is enough if you want it to be enough. But if you want to give excuses, if you want to say, oh yeah, but, you can always find, there's plenty of buts out there. I say fat bottom girls make the rockin' world go round. There you go, plenty of butts out there. Is it the world you want? Be honest with yourself. And this isn't just a passive like, oh yeah, I'm going to live in my own little world and pretend everything's whatever. It's not about that. No, this is true being, true what you are. You cannot fake that. People will know, and like, you ain't fooling. You might fool some people, but you ain't going to fool yourself. You ain't going to fool your own experience and your sense of being that you're living with on a daily basis. All right? Only you know if you've got peace and freedom. You know if you're still, dealing with all this conflict and angst and unrest within yourself. Ideas of smallness and lack. Fear. You're not going to hide that from yourself. So quit trying. All you have to do is acknowledge it. See it, look at it, and say, I think I'd rather learn to step in a new light. I think I'll look at myself the way God does. Wow. What an idea. Right? I think I'll start to live how Christ taught me to live. Regardless of what people think, what that looks like. You got to give up them ideas of humility. False humility that's a tough one. Humility is in no way not being what you know you are, not knowing what you know that you know, not pretending to be small. That's not humility. That's fear and smallness and people pleasing. So, the meek will inherit the earth. But they have to step into that true humility. So, I just wanted to share that because you're worth it. You're worth it. So give yourself what you want, what you know you deserve, which is the truth of you. Hold yourself in the light that God and love and everything knows that you are, that I know you are. And let's do it together. So thank y'all. Peace and love.